You know, the clothes we put on every day are so much more than just fabric, right? They're a language. It's the story we tell the world about who we are, or maybe who we want to be, without ever having to say a single word.
So think about it for a second. Seriously, when you got dressed this morning, what story did you choose to tell? Were you going for bold, comfortable, super professional, maybe a little rebellious? Every single choice you made, from the color to the fit, it's all part of that story.
And this slide just nails that idea perfectly. Look at the range of that language. On one side, you've got the sharp, structured suit you'd see in a boardroom, and it's communicating power, formality. Then on the other side, you have the wild, vibrant energy of punk, basically screaming individuality. They're two totally different worlds, telling two completely different stories.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this language, let's start with the foundations. We're talking about the styles that are built on elegance and simplicity, the ones that just never seem to go out of style.
First up, we've got a look that is the absolute definition of timeless. That crisp white shirt, the jeans that fit just right, the simple heels. I mean, each piece is a classic, but when you put them all together, it creates this vibe that's just effortlessly cool. The word for this is chic. It's all about looking incredible without looking like you spent hours trying.
And the word itself? Well, it comes right from the French word for style, and that's really the whole key. Being chic isn't about chasing every new trend. It's a quieter kind of confidence, you know? It's built on quality, fit, and knowing that sometimes simple is the most powerful thing you can be.
And building on that whole idea of simplicity, we get to another massive style, minimalist. You can see it right here. It's all about those super clean lines, a real focus on the shape of the clothes, and a palette of neutral colors. This style is all about stripping away anything and everything that isn't absolutely essential.
So yeah, minimalism is all about that simple, clean focus. But what's really interesting here is the idea that choosing not to use bright color is a powerful statement. Think about it. In a world that's so loud and full of noise, the quiet confidence of a neutral outfit, that can speak volumes.
Of course, fashion is always looking backward to move forward, right? So this next section is all about the styles that pull their inspiration directly from history.
Just look at this journey through the decades. It's amazing. You've got the tiny waists of the 50s, the flowy shapes of the 70s, those huge power shoulders from the 80s. Every single era has its own unique signature, and you better believe designers are constantly digging through this archive for new ideas.
Okay, now this brings us to two words that people get mixed up all the time: vintage and retro. Here is the absolute simplest way to remember the difference. Vintage is the real deal, an actual piece of clothing made back in, say, the 1960s. Retro is a brand new piece of clothing made today that's just inspired by the 1960s. So one's an artifact and the other is a tribute.
And this look right here is a perfect example of retro. It's got that playful, nostalgic feel. It uses those bright, poppy colors and fun patterns to give you the feeling of a past era. But it's not a literal copy. It's not about being historically perfect. It's all about capturing the fun and the vibe.
All right, let's totally shift gears. Not all fashion is about being polished or looking to the past. Some of the most powerful styles out there were born from pure rebellion, from attitude, and from a burning desire to just rip up the rulebook.
Welcome to the world of punk. I mean, just look at this. It's a visual assault, right? You've got studs, leather, patterns that clash on purpose, and especially that use of bright, unapologetic color, like in the hair. This is not a style that wants to blend in. It is designed to get a reaction.
And the origin of the name is just as rebellious. The word punk was originally slang for someone or something that was considered worthless. So the subcultures in the 70s took that insult and wore it like a badge of honor. They turned something negative into a symbol of their identity. How cool is that?
So if punk was about loud rebellion, we now move to a quieter, maybe more cynical kind of rebellion from the 1990s music scene, grunge. It's all about this worn-out, lived-in look. Think ripped denim, big oversized flannel shirts, and heavy boots.
And the name, grunge. Let's make sure we say that one clearly, grunge. It comes from the slang word grungy, which literally means dirty or messy. And that tells you everything you need to know. The whole style was a rejection of the slick, perfect fashion that came before it. It's meant to be a little unkempt, a little raw.
Now let's look at a modern kind of counterculture that has completely taken over mainstream fashion. Streetwear.
It's that perfect mix of casual comfort, we're talking hoodies, sneakers, with a trendy, often oversized shape. This is the fashion of right here, right now. And the name is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a mashup of street and wear. It grew up from the ground, from urban youth cultures, and it's always put comfort and real-world style first, way ahead of what high fashion was doing. And that authenticity is the key.
Okay, for our final act, let's look at the aesthetics that are pushing boundaries today. We're talking about the modern vanguard, the styles that are rewriting the rules of what fashion can even be.
Oh, you absolutely know this one. It was born from a super simple equation. You take athletic wear, you add leisure wear, and you get athleisure. It is the reason why your comfiest gym clothes are now totally fine to wear pretty much anywhere, blending that high-performance fabric with everyday style.
Next up is a style that breaks one of the oldest rules in the entire book, gender. Androgynous fashion intentionally mixes what we traditionally think of as masculine and feminine elements, like pairing sharp tailoring with a softer fabric, to create a look that just exists outside of that old strict binary.
The origin of the word androgynous, and let's say that one clearly, it's andro-genus, is really fascinating. It comes directly from two Greek words, andro, which means man, and gyno, which means woman. So the name literally means the combination of both, which is exactly what this powerful style is all about.
And finally, we have the style for everyone who refuses to just pick one lane, eclectic. The name itself comes from a Greek word that means to be selective, and that's exactly what this is. It is the art of carefully selecting bits and pieces from different styles, different eras, different cultures, and combining them to create something totally new and totally you.
So, we've explored the timeless, the historical, the rebellious, and the stuff that's breaking all the rules. We've seen how fashion can communicate everything from power to protest. So we're right back where we started. Now that you know a little more of the language, what are you going to say tomorrow?